I'm not often in the habit of lying about my age, but for the next few minutes, I want you to imagine that I am a 7-year-old girl. I'm a 7-year-old girl with a dark secret. For the last year and a half, my stepfather has been sexually abusing me. This is my ugly secret. It's ugly because it makes me feel bad inside, and since I'm only 7, I'm not even sure why.
I keep this secret because I'm afraid. I'm afraid that by telling someone, people will get angry. I'm afraid that I'll be in trouble. My teacher, though, has noticed that something is wrong. She's noticed that I don't go outside at recess and play with my friends. She's noticed that I've lost weight and that I seem sad all the time. She's nice, my teacher. She asks me if something is wrong. She asks me over and over again, and each time I say no, because I'm afraid of my secret. She asks enough times that eventually, on the way outside after school, I get brave enough to quietly whisper that I'm not okay. So we have a chat, my teacher and I, and she asks enough questions to determine that someone is hurting me. So she does as she's been trained to do. She calls for help.
She calls the ministry, who will decide if it's safe for me to go home or not. And then the RCMP will be called. So I'll sit in the back of a police car and answer questions. But it won't be enough, so I'll be sent to the police detachment. When I arrive at the police station, I feel very small. Everyone around me is so big. I see lots of policemen in uniforms, and I wonder if this is where all the bad guys are. Maybe that's why they sent me here. Maybe I'm bad and all of this is my fault. And then amongst all of this, I see him, my stepfather. He seems really mad when he sees me, and now I'm frightened. I'm worried that I've been bad, and I'm scared I'm gonna get in trouble, so I'm quiet. They take me to a clinical, unfriendly room and ask more questions that make me feel worse inside, and I don't want to say the answers out loud anymore. The police officer tells my mom I'll need to go for a physical exam to collect evidence, but it can't be done here in Kelowna, so I'll need to go more than 2 hours away to Kamloops. Unfortunately, Mom doesn't have a car, so I probably won't go. In the coming weeks, I'll be required to repeat my story over and over again to social workers, counselors, doctors, crown prosecutors, detectives, the list goes on. And each time I speak this horrible truth out loud, I hate myself a little bit more inside. Now I want you to imagine it differently. Imagine that when my teacher had made that very first phone call, that the phone had rang instead at the Child Advocacy Centre. Imagine that at the other end of that one phone call, there was a table, and around that table sat a team of individuals dedicated to helping me move through this story, to put my needs at the center of everything. Imagine that in that place, I need only tell my story once. This warm, friendly place is the Child Advocacy Centre. This is what we're building. This is the future. Kelowna Foundation is spearheading a campaign to build a Child Advocacy Centre, and this project needs your help. Every dollar we raise will change lives for children and their families impacted by abuse. A place where these children can speak their truth and where the cycle of child abuse can be challenged and disrupted in our community. Kelowna's Child Advocacy Centre is a collaborative partnership of the RCMP, Interior Health, and the Ministry of Child and Family Development. There are almost 1,000 CACs operating across North America, and it is time that we stepped up to build this resource for the most vulnerable children in our community.